So this is me in the summer of 2009. I have 3 girls, as you can see. I have a degree in elementary middle school education, a minor in math, and I thought I would be a middle school math teacher when my kids got a little older. But life had other plans. I hit a major personal road bump, which landed me in the therapy office, and I decided to go back to school and become a life coach. But I felt like a total imposter. Was anyone buying this gig? Well, luckily for me, my life coach mentor, David Essel, gave me a call and asked me if I could guest produce his radio show. It was an all-positive talk radio show on XM radio, and the guests had to have one credential, a book. And I thought, well, if they have to have a book, then a book might open doors, so why don't I have a book? So in 2012, I decided to write my first book. I didn't know there were independent publishing companies, so I did it myself. And I thought, I wonder what doors this is going to open for me. And I felt a little less like an imposter. And so I decided to create some courses from that book. I created a workbook and a journal. I started teaching some courses online and in person here in Naples. From that, I ended up launching a conference for moms called the Happy Mom Conference. We did that at the Hyatt Coconut Point. We had 12 speakers, a bunch of vendors, a few hundred moms. And it seemed to be working. This book was like opening doors, and I didn't realize that that would be possible. So I kept writing, and I kept publishing, and I kept writing, and all of a sudden I had friends asking me, why are you doing this? Could you help me do this? And I was like, I don't know, could I help you do this? So in 2019, I said yes, and Lauren Culp took a chance on me. He was one of our first authors, and I'm proud to say that his book launched to a #1 new release, and he went from being a small-town police chief to running for the governor of his state in 12 months, just from promoting his book. And that's not all. We've had other authors that have done amazing things. Becky Savage is from South Bend, Indiana. You can see her there with her 4 boys. She had a tragedy in her family. Her 2 oldest boys, Nick and Jack, both lost their lives in the same night to an accidental opioid overdose. She started the 525 Foundation in their honor, and decided she wanted to reach even bigger. So we published this book, One Choice, with her, written in the voices of her sons, Nick and Jack, and she brings that book with her to assemblies to help build opioid awareness and to grow her foundation by raising money. Tim Rowe is a native here in Naples. He now lives in North Carolina, and he's been in corporate club management for decades. He decided he was tired of corporate, and he wanted to pivot into some private consulting and wrote his book, which has now helped him earn some high-ticket clients, which is very exciting. But most people ask me, well, how do you publish a book? And the simple answer is there's 2 ways, traditional publishing and independent publishing. Traditional publishing is what you mostly know of. These are the companies that are the big 5. And in order to get a traditional publishing deal, you need a literary agent. You need a platform, meaning people who know you and who will read your books, and they'll fund your project for you. Simple, right? For most of us, not so much. And so luckily, there are companies that do this independently, which means you don't need a literary agent. You can work directly with a company. They'll offer you some sort of a package. And the most important thing is to look for a company that has the ability to publish in the genre that you write in. Now, this is what happened for me since 2012. The book that I wrote then opened the door to publishing books for others, and I had no idea that's what would happen back then. We started a podcast. That's another door that opened. We're able to host authors, literary agents, other publishers, industry experts, and the doors keep opening. And I see this time and time and time again. So for you, if you're thinking about your brand, if you're thinking about how are you going to pivot in your career, or what do you want to do next, what doors you can open, I encourage you to write a book. Because the doors that I thought might open for me, I never could have actually written that script. This is my family today. My girls are now 21, 20, and 16. I'm happily married to my husband who came tonight. You know, writing a book has been one of the most inspirational and transformational things that I've done for myself and that I am privileged to help my authors do. Thank you, Melissa, for having me tonight.